This was no ordinary flower. You could tell by how it curled, like the curls on my head, and it was strong and resistant like my hair when I rolled out of bed. This flower became a tree, one that resembled my family that gave me this melanin that you see, strength and resistance my ancestors breed. African Americans, women of my melanin, I recognize the markings of oppression, how we mothered them, but they suffer from indiscretion. But it's a blessing, cause from adolescence, I knew the story of a flower that grew into a tree despite the fight of what I now came to be. From now on, you won't influence me, cause I am strong, proud, and I am womanly.
Feminism, although most are confused, the literal meaning is the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of equality of the sexes, meaning advocating women's rights for equality among genders.
I'm sure we all know and are tired of hearing that throughout history, women have been oppressed, silenced, and looked down upon simply because of an organ.
And thankfully, feminists in the past have encouraged and empowered women to fight for their basic rights. So why have an assembly dedicated to Women Matter?
Because, unfortunately, feminists in the past could only do so much. And now this generation hopes that the next generation that comes will have true equality.
The performers you are about to see are all from the Women's Empowerment Club, which is held every Thursday in room 343. Also today, after school, Women's Empowerment will be hosting their second Femme Party for discussion. Please attend to engage in dialogue about the important topics you heard today from your classmates. Also, food will be provided.
Pretty woman, wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say,
it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, and the curl of my lips. I'm a woman.
Phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please. Into a man, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say,
it's in the fire of my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman.
Phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say,
it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, and the grace of my style. I'm a woman.
Phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say,
it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, and the need of my care. Cause
I'm a woman. Phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me.
Okay, so this is going to be a guideline of how you personally should go about treating the women in your lives. By the way, all these points are coming from a person who's successful and a powerful individual with millions of supporters.
First, you should know that when you're a star, they'll let you do it. And this might be vague, but I'm sure it covers a wide scope of things. So what's suggested here is for you to become a star or a celebrity so you can go about doing whatever you want to a woman, and she'll totally allow it because you are a star.
Women most definitely have standards when it comes to kissing. Solicited or not, when kissing a woman, make sure to use some Tic Tacs, just in case.
Oh, beautiful women can just make you fall instantly for them. Once you spot them, just kiss them. Don't even wait. Acting impulsively is most definitely recommended.
If a woman is ever in distress and you don't know what approach to take, well, how about just grabbing them by the...
Isn't a woman's menstrual cycle just so inconvenient? Who wants to see blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever?
If a woman, from your point of view, has a fat and ugly face, don't even bother giving her a decency of respect.
How dare a woman think that she is freely allowed to breastfeed her child in public? A woman must be utterly disgusting for doing such despicable acts.
Does a woman honestly think she can achieve high offices if she can't even satisfy her husband?
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we could walk it out and move mountains. We could walk it out and move mountains, and I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the air, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you. For you, for you, for you.
Madeleine Albright once said, "It took me quite a long time to develop a voice as a woman, and now that I have it, I am not going to be silent." Women, sometimes we forget to show society that we are queens, and queens should not be afraid to speak, but we should be afraid to keep quiet. Queens should not be afraid to fail, because failing is another stepping stone to reach success. We forget to tell and show society that we are just as strong as men. We are not damsels in distress. We are not princesses because we do not need saving. We are queens. We have to remember that we have all of this handled. Women, we are the true definition of a real boss. B for bold, O for original, S for secure, and another S for successful. A black woman could be proud to be black, but black is not all she is. A white woman could be proud to be white, but white is not all she is. A Hispanic woman could be proud to be Hispanic, but Hispanic is not all she is. Any race of a woman could be proud to be that race, but that race is not all she is. A woman is a woman, and a strong one at it. All women of every race empower one another. We don't sacrifice our own time. We don't sacrifice our own mind. We don't sacrifice so many things, but we will not sacrifice our own grind. Until then, we'll keep classified and have others never again think twice. The silence of our work will have our empire grow and wait until the world sees us strive. Women empowerment will forever rise, and we will continue to strive and depend on one another to succeed in a world where all types of women are truly winners.
Confident, we are that. Beautiful, born and raised. Brave, from the roots of the soil to the top of my head. I'll walk, yes I'll walk, miles and miles because I can. I'll play football, basketball, soccer because I can. I can be a president, artist, or a doctor because I can. We are the definition of a true boss, the definition of a real queen, the definition of a true role model. Failure was never an option in our book, not even a word in our vocabulary. So let's keep it that way. I will raise my head, stand up straight, close my eyes, just to tell myself I got this. We got this. Like my sister Jenny had just said, the science of our work will have our empire to grow and wait until the world sees us strive. Women empowerment will forever rise. Women empowerment, the world will stick with me till the day I die.
One, two, three. Feminism.
This girl sits on the bus while the short length of her uniform skirt evokes the hollers and catcalls from the young men on the bus. Young men, but they use the words that are packed with the experience of old men that have the power of sending little girls to bed crying.
Feminism.
To enter a corporate career and to be stopped be the ever so impenetrable glass ceiling that has haunted the women before us.
Feminism.
To have the sanctity and intimacy of a sacred moment in your life severed away from you and to have it become a moment of humiliation and to be smeared by being slut-shamed.
Feminism.
Standing among a group of men, feeling patronized and inferior, but to have a male appear to speak up and support you is
Feminism.
To be told that you throw like a girl as a means of patronizing you, but realizing that you dominate for both teams is
Feminism. To raise my sons to know that their sisters, wives, mothers, and daughters' issues are their issues. Feminism. Because my issues are your issues. Your issues are my issues. Because women's issues are all of our issues. Feminism.
The performance will continue after this commercial.
Hello, ladies.
Are you looking to pursue your future after high school?
Are you thinking of going to college?
Going to a small campus or big campus?
In-state or out of state?
If so, this is just the thing you need.
Here we have a couple of things to help you survive college.
Step 1, you have a new clean slate. Start by changing your look.
But a couple things to keep in mind, the more you show, the more you're asking for it.
Step 2, going from class to class can be so tiring, especially if you have to carry around all of your books.
That's where a handy-dandy North Face backpack comes in hand. It has extra padding, extra room, and your very own rape whistle.
Step 3, going to a party and having real fun is never the answer. Here are a few rules to follow when you're going to a party. Rule 1, never take a drink someone hands to you because
You don't know what they put in it.
when you put your drink down, don't pick it back up because
You don't know what they put in
and
it.
if you really want a drink, bring your own because
You don't know what they put in it. Because girls will be girls and get drunk fast, tempting boys. Then boys will be boys and act upon his needs, whether you like it or not.
then after the mess he tells you cause, there's no point in telling the police.
Because your chances are he's a jock and their coach will never risk losing their best player over your pity party.
Or he might get put into trial and end up in jail for 10 years. You'll be the slut who ruined his career over the silly mistake you committed.
Or he'll be sentenced for 6 months, but let off by 3 because he's sorry.
So your best options are to stay quiet because you know what they say.
It takes 2 to tango.
Even if you were unconscious.
Or even if he was your boyfriend.
Step 4, try new things.
Thank you for watching.
I'm gonna wait. There was a flower on a window pane. It stood harmonious and unbothered, a perfect picture like in a picture frame. Out of the blue, a bright hue grew. It overshadowed the little flower. It was hopeless and confused. There was a face. It was pale and opaque, strong at the hands, but lacked the soul, was cold down to the very trace. A hand expands, grasping the flower from its very strands. You will make my lawn more presentable, a certainty certainly inevitable. He placed it on the ground and the reaction quite profound. He had found that from the ground he released the entity from all its bounds. You see, the flower started bulking up and the soil started grasping lust. His hands placed above his head as the bloom consumes and its foundation spread. The grove arose as a reflection did exactly the same below. Out of control, yes, I know, and is beginning to surpass my home. A marvel rather remarkable, although the marvel became unorthodoxical. From the spine, the tree had overtwined, no comparison to any other kind. It was superior. It made the man deliberately delirious. It overshadowed him like the hand that once grabbed the strand and broke the bands that now pertained all the dominance. a blemish on this man's pride. This tree you see must not stay alive. He marched right on into his home where he quickly grabbed the biggest, sharpest clippers that he owned, and from the base he started to pry, and the tree struggled to stay alive. When he tried to uproot it, he had realized that the roots had rooted into the roots of his home, and if he wanted to destroy it, he would have to uproot his own. This was no ordinary flower. You could tell by how it curled like the curls on my head, and it was strong and resistant like my hair when I rolled out of bed. This flower became a tree, one that resembled my family that gave me this melanin that you see, strength and resistance my ancestors breed. African Americans, women of my melanin, I recognize the markings of oppression, how we mothered them, but they suffer from indiscretion. But it's a blessing, cause from adolescence, I knew the story of a flower that grew into a tree despite the fight of what I now came to be. From now on, you won't influence me, cause I am strong, proud, and I am womanly.
We're going to open it up to questions. So I'm going to be walking around with a mic. If you want to raise your hand, I can come up to you. Okay.
My question is for Sheba. Sheba. Sorry. Okay, my question is, what were you feeling when you were singing this song?
What I was feeling, I was feeling like in myself, the song means that even though we're all different, rise together, that's what I was feeling, like all the girls or even guys, we rise together to support women's rights. That's what I was feeling when I was singing.
So that little TV, the advertisement skit, was that pre-making fun of things, or is that like a real skit? I mean, not a skit, a real thing.
So, for being like passive aggressive, we were like saying like these things that actually happened that no one really talks about. When you go to college, you're just thinking, where should I go? Like, what should I do? What should I pursue my career in? But no one really talks about the things that happened, and some people are traumatized because they tried to pursue their career. So obviously we were like trying to be like passive aggressive, be like, don't do this, don't do that. But in reality, it's something that no one really talks about, and it's something that needs to be said. And if it was like a serious way, I don't think much like anyone would really listen to it. Yeah.
Also, the rules that I had said about going to a party were rules that were told to me, and it's kind of sad that I can't just go to a party in college just to have fun. I have to worry about if someone's gonna, like, roofie me or something like that, yeah.
This is my turn. Hello? All right. So this question's for Jackie. Jackie, what inspired you to write the piece that you wrote?
Well, I feel like, a self-written poem, and basically the flower is basically an entity that has not like sprouted yet. And then when, like in my poem, when the man takes it and like puts it on the ground, it basically blossoms and becomes this tree that is just so strong that no one can bring down. And when he does try to bring it down, he realizes that like it's part of him and who he is, so he can't really bring it down. I feel like that's also connected to how women in the society are. Like we are perceived to be so unimportant, but when you really think about it, we are basically a foundation that has grown under this country, or under this, like, under a man's home, you could say. And when he tries to bring it down, it doesn't work, you know? And it just shows, it reflects on all the women how we were strong, and we should not let a man or someone that is gonna oppress us to be any bigger than that small entity that they are.
This is for anybody on the stage. So what would you guys say to anybody that's in the crowd right now that is not really taking this seriously? I would say that it's a real problem. It even happens here in the high school, and even though you don't want to address it and you don't want to think that it's real, and you have to take it seriously, because that could be your sister or that could be your mother, and you never know that.
I'd also like to say that some people don't think, oh, well, women's rights don't matter to me because I'm a man or I'm a guy or whatever, but I bet you have a mom or a sister or a grandmother, or you will have a daughter or wife someday, and don't you want her to be given respect?
I also want to say that people tend to think that feminism and feminists are women that just feel as though women are better than men, but feminists is just people that are pushing and like fighting for equality for men and women. We do not think that women are better than men, or that men are like scum or nothing. That's not what we think. Because in this world, people are forever gonna live together. You can't seclude yourself, you can't live on your own, so we all live together. So what's the point in living in a world where you feel as though you're better than someone, or you feel as though you're less? Why can't we all just live together and just live on the same plane and be equal?
Here you go.
Okay. Another question?
I have a question for Ginny or her sister. Like, what was like the motivation and the main idea of like what you guys were saying? Because like, I just want to know.
What was the motive?
What was the motive of this?
Yeah, your motivation of this.
Well, my speech basically like describes. Okay. Hi guys. Okay. My speech basically describes how a woman should feel as though they are superior. And I feel like, oh shoot. Okay, not only in this school, but I feel like just around the world, women feel as though they can't do anything a man could do, or because they're like another race, they feel as though they can't do anything. And I think that like we should take the time to realize that women are just like men. We could do anything a man could do. If we're black, we could do anything a white woman could do. If we're white, we could do anything a Hispanic woman could do. I just feel as though like what my piece said, no matter what race you are, you literally are just, you could strive to do anything, so. That's basically it.
So like our piece, I mixed it with my sisters because I feel like as a group in a whole, we are one, and we can make that happen. In our piece, we still witness that people are still disrespecting women. People are still names, and people are still getting judged on a scale, and that should not happen. People are still calling names, scales, like rates, like we should end that. because with all those things that are going on, people don't realize that they really heard that people can be skilled as a 1 as the worst or a 10 as the best. We're all beautiful. Our skin tone are beautiful. Our clothes are beautiful. Our hair, our braids, straight, curly, kinky are beautiful. Our life are beautiful. And my this goes exactly to all you guys as well. So thank you.
Wait, someone had a question.
So I have a question. Hi. And this is for anyone on stage. For you, whether you've been here as a freshman or you are a senior, what does it mean to be a woman here at Somerville High School? Whether it's the good, the bad, the ugly. For you, what does it mean to be a woman here at our school?
What it means to be a woman or a girl at Somerville High School, there's pros and cons to it because people, like in my class or whatever class, people don't really understand that when you call a woman a female dog, for instance, I've been called it all the time, it's disrespectful. Like, I don't care if you call it to your friends, don't call it to me. And there's good to being a woman at Somerville High School. There's people who respect you and there's people who don't respect you. But at the end of the day, most people know their limits. And I think some people still need to realize that there's limits to what you say.
To being a woman here, I think that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, that in a way, you're always going to be at fault. If you're crying, you're overdramatic, or if you're upset over something, you're overreacting. If rumors spread, they're instantly true because, obviously the person who experienced it is going to lie. So to me, being a woman in this school is that I want people to understand that sometimes it's hard, just being a woman in general is hard, and I think that people don't understand what it feels like to be put down just because you have something that a guy doesn't have. And it's not necessarily just for guys. Not only guys put us down, other girls put us down at the same time. And that's where it's why are you doing this? If you know how it feels, why would you do that to someone else? And I'm not saying I never done that. And I think that from now on, I want us all, men, women, to just not worry about gender and to just treat people like they deserve to be treated, no matter their race, no matter their gender, no matter what they look like, what they've been through. Yeah.
So I'd just like to say that there's going to be people who are going to knock you down, but it's up to you to build yourself back up. So personally, I've surrounded myself with people who respect me for who I am. So that's that. You just have to know where you fit in at the school.
Does anyone else have a question? Yes, Sam.
Hi, this is for DeSource and Carlia. Obviously your comments were from Donald Trump, and I just wanted to ask, how do you think that it's possible that a woman, which there are some, who could possibly support someone who said all those things?
Hand it to Carlia.
Okay, so we think that, or I personally think that some women don't know any better, to put it simply. They think that
because it's always been this way for a long time. They just write off men who say things like this, and they write off women who say the same thing, because it's just how society works. And I put that in quotes because when you ask most people, like, why they think women are less than men, why they think, like, anybody is less than another person, they just think, they say, it's how society goes, it's how it is.
Yeah, that can be due to partisanship or religion, like basically thinking that there's like stratification set in society for you to follow, and you just have to be okay with the status quo, and these women might be okay with that. I don't know.
Hi. So for those of you who aren't taking this seriously or are laughing or whispering, you should know that someone close to me in my family was raped, and it's not a funny thing, and it still hurts, and it was years ago, but it is still very relevant in my life and my family's. And for those of you who like to whisper and who like to laugh and don't like to take this seriously should really get your heads on straight, because this isn't right.
Unless anybody has any other questions, we're going to take this and then open it up for the speakers.
I have a question for DeSource. Like, as a male, what inspired you to speak today on behalf of women?
Basically, I was raised by a single parent, which is my mom, and like so far she's done a good job like supporting us financially and bringing me up. And I just like imagine if it was a society that like restricted her a lot more, like she would not be able to, you know, obtain a job or go about her day just providing. Like she's not the archetype of like a housewife at all, and like thank God we're progressing towards a society that allows like women to be in the job field and like that, stuff like that.
To finish off, I just want to say that although all these like issues are conversing and stuff like that, I just feel like no matter what the instance is, if you're a woman or you identify as a woman or anything like that, I just feel like just know your worth, you know? Whenever you know your worth, it always helps cope with what's going on, no matter if it's difficult or not that bad. Just know your worth, and you will prevail. You know?
Does anybody have any final questions for the speakers? All right, sweet.
So today is the Day of Silence, and I just wanted to ask the panel, what can we do in Somerville's community to make sure that bisexual, lesbian, and transgender women are safe here and are represented and not ignored?
So for this question, I would like to build off what Jackie said, because I liked how Jackie said, for all women and for everyone who identifies as a woman, know your worth. So that also means that us as a community, we have to acknowledge people and acknowledge if you identify as a woman, if you're a woman, and we have to know their worth also. Because as a very progressive city, Somerville, we're all inclusive, so we can't leave anyone out. This is all of our issues, so yeah.
So I don't see any more questions, so that concludes the series for today. Thank you guys for listening and paying attention. I hope you took something out of it.